Hey, hello everyone. I was doing my coin tracing activity with an awesome kiddo, and it sparked a whole new game that I want to show you. So check it out. In our coin tracing activity, we are practicing using our coin to push down with each finger and trace it. So what we can do to take it even further, if you want to try something different, is we can do a game similar to Battleships, where we write these numbers 1, 2. You can do 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5. Right? Just note that it might take a little while the bigger that you get. Right? And then here you can use numbers again and say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say A, B, C, D. All right, we set up a board like this, and then what I want you to do is I want you to trace these circles into 4 random spots so we can understand this board as 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, 3, or 4. All right, so I want you to use one finger to trace it in each spot that you decide. Okay, so for example, I will make a 1A here. Okay, then I'm going to use a different finger and I'm going to do 2C. All right, you don't have to use every number. You don't have to use every letter. Do it however you want. All right, then 3, I'm going to do D. So we're switching fingers now, right? Okay, and for 4, I'm going to do D also. All right, so we're using each finger to hold it down to trace. All right, and just like in our original coin trace, I want to flip hands, increase the challenge by making us have to do it backwards. So we can trace those same circles just with the other hand. Pointer finger, middle finger. Okay, so this is a good game for siblings also that can play at home together, or for families to play together. It's like create your own battleships. If you want, you can make a bigger board or a smaller, even 3 pieces, 3 by 3, so it would be 1, 2, 3 and ABC. You can even do 2 by 2 and then just draw all 4 circles, and only 2 of them are the right ones and 2 of them are ones that don't count. But this way you'll still be able to draw 4 circles, right? So this way you can use each finger and on the other hand. All right, and then now I want these 4 ships. These are our battleships, so they can either stay like this or circle as circles, or you can design them, you can draw on them, right? So take about 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes, see if you can create each of them into its own battleship. So a lot more creativity now because we're drawing on our own. I don't know how to make so many battleships. I'm not such a great artist. I'm going to turn this one into like a caterpillar, submarine looking battleship here, and it's gonna have a face on it. Yeah, okay, and then this one I'm gonna turn into just like a boat here. I'm not a artist. Okay, so here I turn into my boat, and then this one is gonna be like a torpedo speed jet. It just looks like this. Okay, and this one I'm gonna do some cool like designs. It's gonna have like a little tail for seeking out where to go and one on the other side to help it move, and maybe it's just gonna have them all over actually. So it's like a sea turtle ship cool thing here, okay? Doesn't matter. So designing different ones. All right, then down here you could just keep track of which ones you guess. So I was doing it that every time you guess right? One person has to do an exercise. So I'm going to guess yours. I'm going to say 2B. So we check 2B. There's nothing there. That means I have to do the exercise. Maybe it's just 5 jumping jacks. And I also want to keep track for myself and write 2B. There's nothing there. Now you guess. You guess 3A. Nope, there's nothing there. Your turn. You're doing 5 jumping jacks. Okay, and then on your paper, you're going to write 3A. Then it's my turn. I guess, ooh, I get the right one. So now you're doing jumping jacks and boom, got that one. So you guess for me, say you guess 2C. That's when I would cross it out. I do the exercise. So we can include movement, exercise. It's a little fun way to get creative and draw and have fun, taking turns, following multiple directions. And when we're done, now we get to create names for our ships and we get to practice handwriting. So my first one, I called the Caterpillar Destroyer. So we practice our handwriting, Caterpillar Destroyer. You can always practice typing. Caterpillar Destroyer. Okay, my second one, I call this my, I don't know, Cool Cruise. Cool Cruise ship, right? So get the point. We get to create different names, get to practice handwriting. We get to practice our fine motor skills of dissociating and using individual fingers one at a time. And that skill of pushing the coin into the paper makes us have to use our muscles of each finger, one finger at a time. So usually when we're doing grabbing with our whole hand, we don't really get to use the muscles of a lot of our fingers that are meant just for stabilization, right? So the way our hand works, we have our primary fingers that are meant for movement and action. And then we have our fingers that are responsible for just stabilizing. When you're holding a cup, right? It's very easy to let go of the pinky and the ring, even sometimes that middle. But to let go of the thumb or the pointer, it's a lot trickier, right? Try it right now. Grab a water bottle. So to let go of those first ones, you got to think a little bit more. The pinky, sure, it might be a little bit easier with the water bottle, but that pinky comes right off. And the ring also. The middle comes off too, but you have to think about it a second longer. The way our hand is made is for these to be our movements, these to be our stabilizing ones. So when we're using one finger at a time to push, we're really getting our fingers out of the comfort zone. You can feel it when you push on that ring, right? Even just right now without the coin. Push on the ring, push on the pinky, right? Switch it up. Try with the other hand, right? When you're pushing on that ring, pushing on that pinky, you can feel it right away. So it's a good way to build up the muscles and make sure those fingers are moving as well. It's going to make your whole hand work together as a unit stronger, right? So you can really design it anyway. You can turn these into bugs, just like we did for our insects. You could turn it into animals. You could turn it into faces. If you're doing a 2x2, it might be just 1, 2, A, B. Okay, so maybe after we trace, we only have 4 circles, right? So maybe 2 of these circles are the ones that you're targeting, 2 or not. So maybe you're gonna make 2 of them as smiley faces. And you're gonna make 2 of them as angry faces. Hey. All right, so same thing. If you guess the right one, if you guess the wrong one, all right, and this one is a little easier. It's only four turns that you might have. And again, if you guess the wrong one, then you're doing the movement. If you guess the right one, I'm doing the movement. Whether it's jumping jacks or squats, okay, or an animal walk. A colleague was using this kind of activity and doing animal walks for each animal. So making those same circles and creating an animal out of it and doing animal walks for that animal. That's an awesome idea. So you could do the same thing here. Maybe you're doing 1, 2, 3. Maybe you're doing 1, 2. A and B, right? Even just as simple as a board like this, right? And again, maybe for our older kiddos, right? And you make your 4 circles. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But you're tracing. Same thing. I like to make sure each finger gets used and trace it back, even on the same ones. Okay. And then once you have those, so somebody will guess and say it's 1A, and you could draw a different animal for it. So if you draw here as an alligator, and here is a bear, rawr, okay? C is a cat, D is a dog, oof, right? So say that you guess the right one and it's A, it's alligator, then I might have to do the alligator walk. Or if you guess one, so maybe I'm going to say this is going to be the right one and this is going to be the right one. So if you end up saying B, 1B, and that's not the one I chose, then you're doing a bear walk. Okay? If you guess 1A, that's correct. I'm doing the alligator walk. So you can do it with different animals. You can just do random 4 and just make any 4 animals and just see if the person can guess correctly. You can use animals, animal walks. I like to incorporate movement into the activity too. So sometimes, especially if you're doing a longer activity or educational session, it's nice to have movement in there as well. So that constant movement is giving our brain breaks, especially throughout our activity. So we're able to have better focus, better attention, better retention, better participation, right? And therefore better learning and performance. All right, just wanted to share that. So a little bit of a step up to our coin tracing activity. So maybe we'll call it like coin tracing part 2, interactive game. All right, hope everyone enjoyed that. Maybe you can use it. So hope it helps. Thanks.